Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Is straight black women, right? Cisgender black women have a very, very hard time conceiving that there's any other kind of black woman who might have something extra that they don't have to deal with. And so how do you grapple? I know for me as a cisgender black woman, I get a lot of flack when I advocate for trans women. As a trans black woman, how do you deal with the transphobia from other black women who you would think would know better? It's mind-boggling to me.
So, as we all know, the trans community has been vocalizing their issues, and a lot of times it's always the trans women who have been very upset because they feel as though they're being discriminated against. But when it comes to a transgender woman, I feel like most of the time trans women are very self-entitled, where they want every single thing and a bag of chips.
A good example is the bathroom situation. A lot of people still aren't for that. A lot of people still aren't for people going in the bathroom that they identify as. People feel as though that you should use the bathroom with your assigned gender. Same thing goes for the whole sports thing. Caitlyn Jenner got her ass dragged when she said she didn't support trans women going into women's sports. And
meantime, Caitlyn Jenner is coming under fire for remarks she made about transgender athletes. Jenner, who transitioned after an Olympic gold medal career, says she doesn't think trans girls should be allowed to compete in female sports. Those comments she gave are drawing fire as several states now try to ban trans girls from competing. Here's what she said in her statement to TMZ.
This is a question of fairness. That's why I oppose biological boys who are trans competing in girls' sports in school. It just isn't fair.
And I kind of agree with the motherfucker. Let's be honest here. Trans people won't fit into every space. I get it. They deserve respect. They deserve equality. But there are instances where they won't be able to squeeze into certain spaces because they're infiltrating on the rights and privileges of other people.
We're going through a time to where society has deemed trans to be something that is unnatural. There are many times that we've seen society deem something unnatural that we see now to just be every day a part of humanity. What hand that you hold, the most when you need to write. The color of your skin. At one time, Black people weren't deemed to actually be citizens of America. Women weren't deemed to be on the same equal status as men. Women were deemed to be complements of men. Nowadays, we've kind of thought that these were old ways of thinking, but yet the transgender experience is still not really looked at in that same way.
It's like, I get it. They deserve to speak up. They deserve to use their platform to speak about how they feel because this has been an ongoing battle for a while. Same thing with the whole bathroom situation. I feel like a lot of people are really going in about this bathroom issue, and I have to say that just like how women have their own spaces and men have their own spaces, the trans community is going to have to create their own space as well because everyone's never going to be on the same page when it comes to that and many other things.
It's not necessarily transphobic if they don't allow you to use the restroom that you identify as, because I personally believe that trans people should get their own restroom or a unisex restroom just to avoid controversy.
And it kind of goes back to the whole entitlement shit. I get it. You have to understand that as trans women, trans men, they're not the same as men and women. They're much different. They have a different outlook and they have a different experience in the world. So create your own space.
A good example is, if you guys didn't know, there was a scenario where a famous Black trans actress was very upset because she felt as though that Black women were excluding her from Black Girls Rock. She wanted a category and she wanted some representation in Black Girls Rock with Black trans women. And basically a lot of Black women were very upset at her and were telling her she needs to shut the fuck up and get over it because this is Black women's thing.
Well, here's the thing, is that it's just as simple as this. Trans women are women. So if we're going to celebrate, truly celebrate the beautiful, diverse spectrum of womanhood, then we need to celebrate Black women. That includes Black trans women.
There's a lot of entitlement in this community. I get discrimination, I get people not respecting you, but we have to get to a point where we realize trans people are very different from biological male and females. They're very different. So sometimes they feel like they have to lump themselves into that. So we have to stop with this sense of entitlement and understand that it's much deeper.
Also, if you guys didn't know, there was a recent encounter where a woman by the name of Kami literally walked into a Popeyes and she went to go pick up a Uber Eats delivery order. So for the most part, as she went to go pick up an online delivery order to go pick up and drop off, she was called sir after she grabbed the food and left. And she was very upset, and she basically walked up in that bitch and dragged everyone in that shit.
Here, it's like every single day, you guys, and this is what I complain about all the time. Look, what's his name? What's your name?
My name's
Alex?
Tommy.
Yeah, your name's Alex, and I'm gonna be talking to your manager. This guy called me sir. I get this happens every fucking day. Everywhere I go, I get called sir. I'm so fucking tired. Why would you call a chick big ass tits? Fucking. Why would you call?
I didn't say.
No, stop trying to gaslight trans people and tell us that we're crazy. Crazy. You need to fucking be mindful of other people and stop being a fucking scumbag. And you're a liar. I heard you. Stop fucking gaslighting trans people. Wait, what? Did you call me sir again? What was that? You said goodnight, sir? Alex, I'm gonna be talking to corporate about you, you motherfucker. Fuck you. Okay? That's bullshit. You don't fucking harass trans people at work. Yeah, you did. And I'm walking out and you're like, have a good night, sir? What the fuck is that? No, you don't fucking do this to trans people. This is discrimination.
I didn't say.
No, this is discrimination. I'm fucking done with it.
Whatever, go cry.
No, I'm gonna talk to corporate about this. You don't harass trans people. Hey, you know, it's one of the stupid things when you're catching Karens.
I didn't even say no.
You called me sir, and you're talking shit calling me sir on the way. This is transphobic harassment. You're a fucking bigot at work. Alright, Alex, you know what? I can't wait to just... He admits twice calling me sir. No, you lied about the first one. No, you called me sir twice.
You said maybe
Twice.
the second time.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be fucking harassing people with slurs. It's a slur. Do you not understand? It's like if you call the person that color the N-word. It's like if you call the person that color the N-word. And I'm not gonna put up with this shit anymore.
You're crazy, bro.
You're fucking. Don't call me fucking bro. Stop fucking throwing slurs at me, you fucking piece of shit.
Have a good night, sis.
No, fuck you. I ain't your sis. I ain't your fucking bro. You don't even fucking know me. Oh, you want to flash gang signs at me?
Fuck you.
Alright. Yeah, fuck your ass. Oh, you want to talk about sucking dick now? Why is it that you fucking weird cis people are so obsessed with sex? You have fucking discrimination going on, and your brain goes to fucking dick sucking. Don't fucking call me sir. This is transphobia. Right here at the top. Yeah, you know, you ever heard blasphemy, motherfucker.
Now, at first glance, you guys will see this clip and say, whoa, the employees are wrong for referring to this woman as he or sir. But then, to be fair, when it comes to gender identity, nobody knows what the fuck you identify as unless you openly admit it, or people will look at your gender based off of how you look. How do y'all know that I'm a male? How do you guys know that I'm a man? None of y'all have ever asked me, what do I identify as? How do y'all know? I could be a woman. I could be Troyce Isha for all you guys fucking know, right? So when it comes to gender identity, it's all based off of what people see. If you look like a woman, or you look like a man, or you sound like a woman, or you sound like a man, most people are going to label you based off of what they see. Based off of how you feel on the inside doesn't matter. If someone sees a male, they'll call you a male, because people have this mindset of, if it quacks like a duck and looks like a duck, it's a duck. So a lot of times I feel as though that when I see clips like this, I look at it as a, look, the only way we can avoid this shit is if we personally just give them their own bathroom, or if we just make bathrooms unisex overall. When it comes to gender identity, I feel as though that all of this shit is getting way out of hand. Like, this bitch at Popeyes really was doing way too fucking much, and I feel as though that a lot of trans women have this sense of entitlement where they want every fucking thing. And I feel as though that a lot of that shit comes from the fact that a lot of them are born males. And let me tell you why. When you're a male and you're born a male, you get told your whole life, be a strong man, be tough. You get told that you're over women your whole life. It's in religion, it's in the movies you see, the books, everything. We get told as males that we are above women. We're stronger, we're braver, we're faster, we're all that stuff. And many of those aspects are true. Women can do a lot of things that men can do, but there's a lot of times where men get uplifted in society and are offered more opportunities in society because of their sex.
Right, I'm sure you can understand that the compelling of language is an issue.
So what gender do you think you are?
Well, I'm a male.
Okay, well I think you're a woman.
No, legally I'm a male.
Oh,
it says on my driver's license that I'm a male.
Okay, so that's your sex.
No, it's yeah. I'm also a male.
So it's your sex.
It says on my carrier certificate that I'm a male. Gender. Some legal documentation say gender.
What if I say I don't believe you?
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. It doesn't matter if you don't believe me.
No, it doesn't matter because biologically.
What gender do you think I am?
I would assume you're female.
Yeah, so you're making assumptions.
Yes.
I identify as non-binary.
Hey, I don't, respectfully, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Now, let me ask you this. What would you say if I
It matters
have...
what pronouns you use. For me, it matters how I'm socialized in society. It matters my gender expression. It matters the way that I'm allowed to express myself. It matters what bathroom I use. It matters who I'm allowed to live with. It affects every aspect of my life. So you saying...
What pronoun should I use?
You should use they, them pronouns. So you saying that you don't believe me...
What if I don't? What if I don't?
If you don't, I would consider that disrespectful, and that's actually an act of violence to misgender trans...
It's an act of violence.
That is an act of violence to intentionally misgender someone, yes.
Here we come to the issue, and this is why I'm...
No one knows your gender identity unless you physically, vividly tell them. People judge you based off of how you look. When it comes to your skin color, your gender, your race, your height, your image, your attractivity, people judge you based off of how you look.
And gender identity has nothing to do with how you look. It's typically how you feel on the inside. That's why it's called identity.
So if someone sees a male and they accidentally misgender you, I don't understand why a lot of trans people take the initiative to go on social media and scream and yell and throw a bitch fit just because you get misgendered. You do realize that people are only going to gender you based off of what they see. When someone sees me, they say, "Have a good day, sir." When someone sees a woman watching this, they might call you, "Okay, great. Have a good day, ma'am." And 9 times out of 10, you just let it go. At some point, many of us have probably been misgendered over the phone. When you talk on the phone, some people might say that your voice sounds a little bit deeper, or your voice sounds a little bit softer. Some people might think you sound like a kid. Some people might say you sound like a male. Some people may even say you sound like a female.
Okay, this is happening right now in Denny's in Wilshire, Los Angeles. I'm trying to use the ladies' room right now. Ladies' room. And there is a man here saying that he's a lady. So, a few different customers trying to use the restroom, but the guy insists he's a lady.
You are harassing me. I'm just using the restroom and it's
why you use the ladies' room?
My privacy one.
Well, no, you invited my privacy because I'm a woman and I deserve to use the woman, the ladies' room.
I'm in the toilet. How am I invading your privacy? Hello? Hello?
Just give us a second, please.
Do your homework before you speak.
Just give us a second.
Wait, you violated my right.
Just give us a second, please.
You're sick, a stupid sick. So that guy is violating my right to use a ladies' room here. And he's saying he's a lady. Stupid guy. Oh, I'm gonna wait for him to get out of the room. In my privacy.
Excuse me, I was using the toilet. How to invade your
Why you use
the reason signaling me out, lady, for no reason. And I seen you yesterday following me.
Ah, stupid guy. Okay, yeah, right. Okay. Next time use the men's room or nobody's room.
So it's little stuff like this that's kind of confusing with the whole non-binary trans thing, the bathroom situation, and the situations where a lot of trans people are filming these encounters, calling it discrimination, screaming, yelling, throwing a bitch fit, and cussing and yelling. When it comes to gender identity, the world still has a lot to catch up on. And I get it. I'm not transgender, so it's not my place. I get it. But let's be logical for a second. There's nothing transphobic about somebody seeing the way you look, hearing your voice, and instantly already assuming what your gender is. I could look at a woman, call her ma'am, and she might correct me and say, first of all, it's not ma'am, I'm non-binary, which means I don't connect or align with any gender at all. So I feel as though that if somebody misgenders you by accident, it is your opportunity to correct them and educate them. Just say, it is ma'am, please call me ma'am, or I'm a woman, and that's it. But for people to literally just throw these huge, massive tangents and say it's discrimination is so fucking ridiculous. You know, I understand that trans people are at the height of everything right now because if you guys didn't know, Joe Biden recently signed a bill that protects transgender people. So if you guys didn't know, transgender women are dying and being assaulted and being mistreated and being abused, and we don't really know what the statistics are as far as how high they're dying and how much they're dying when it comes to their gender identity. But Joe Biden recently passed a whole bill, signed a whole bill and everything, protecting the trans community, which means they have their own separate clause that protects them. So if you attack a trans person or abuse a trans person or won't give a trans person an opportunity based off of the basis of their gender identity, then more than likely you can get sued or it'll be labeled as a hate crime and you can go to jail for it. So just like how Hispanics, black people, and even Asian people have a clause that protects them on the basis of their race when it comes to a hate crime, trans people now have that off the basis of their gender identity if they can prove that they were discriminated or assaulted based off of that gender identity that they identify as. Maybe he'll do some shit for the niggas or do some shit for the black folks. I don't know. And women have gone through a lot of shit in life, and women still go through a lot of shit in life to where they feel like they value their privacy, they value their femininity, they value their womanhood. Women go through experiences where as young as 10 years old, they're being hollered at in the street just because they've already developed breasts at the age of 9 or 10. You see what I mean here? Women go through a particular experience that's so much deeper than just feeling like a woman. So womanhood is much deeper than just feeling like a woman on the inside. Womanhood is an experience. A lot of trans women don't get to experience womanhood until they physically start passing as a woman, if you know what I mean. Now, of course, people are going to hear this shit and say, "You're transphobic! I'm unsubscribing!" Now, when it comes to this whole bathroom shit, I feel as though that if trans women want to go into the women's bathroom, this is what needs to be done. Everybody needs to start getting ID'd at the bathroom, right? I think the bathroom needs to have an ID scanner. If a transgender person can get their ID changed into the sex that they identify as, swipe your ID, and from now on when you swipe your ID, it'll say whether or not you're a male or a female, and it'll let you in. So that way it'll protect people from predators, because there are instances where you never know, a male might try to put on a wig, and he might try to put on a dress just to physically assault women or just to peep on women. And yes, stuff like that has actually happened before.
Transgender.
No, you're not.
What do you mean I'm not? How can you tell me I'm not a transgender?
No, you're not.
What? Tell me I'm not a transgender.
There are innocent trans people who try to use the bathroom peacefully, and then there's evil predators that try to use it as an opportunity to demonize the trans community or to use the opportunity that trans people have to peep and disrespect women, and that's what women are scared of. So from now on, everybody needs to swipe their ID in order to fucking use the restroom, so that way they know whether you're a man or a woman, right? Is that fair? Rather than not you identify as a male or a female. So when it comes down to that, I feel as though that when it comes to the trans community, we have to stop saying that people are transphobic just because they won't call you him, she, her, him, her, they, it, ate, shit, beaver, cake, candy, piece of shit. It's like, it's not transphobic if somebody doesn't want to call you by your pronoun. It is not. It is people's personal opinions, beliefs, and ideology. Just like how it is a trans person's beliefs, opinions, and ideologies if they look at you as a bigot or if they look at you as unreasonable. Everybody has their personal opinions. Let people have their opinions. If people have their religious views that prevents them from supporting the trans community, let them have their views. Let people have their views and respect people's opinions. I know many people in the trans community who are chill as fuck and don't care about none of this shit. They don't care about people like giving them the right pronouns. They don't care about people seeing them a certain way. They just want to be respected. They just want to live their life, and they don't want to be lumped in with all these people on social media who want to chase clout and go viral just for the sake of it, just because they want to use their gender identity as a way to punish all the bullies that probably picked on them when they were younger. You see what I mean? So when I see shit like this and I see these kind of videos going viral, it sometimes disturbs me because I feel as though that these people don't really have the best intentions.
There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay? Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
I actually said both of you guys. It was a general.
Right beforehand, you fucking said sir.
Sir? Okay.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
I need your corporate number because I'm going to call them and talk about how it was misgendered several times in this store.
I apologize for that.
I need your corporate number now.
I can get it for you. It's not a problem.
Get it for me now.
I can do that. I'm going to ask you to calm down and stop cussing.
Give me your corporate number. Well, I'm going to ask you for the 5th time to stop calling me a man, because quite clearly I am not.
And I apologize. I'm sorry for that, ma'am. I will get you that number. Is that okay?
Yes, get it for me now.
I'm asking you to stop
Get it
cussing.
for me now. I'm not cussing. I'm not cussing.
Okay.
Get me the damn number now, please. Ooh!
Ma'am, I apologize.
Ooh!
I apologize, ma'am. I will get you that number right now.
Just gonna keep bucking your gums and disrespecting trans people in this store, which I plan on telling the entire LGBTQ community. You're going to lose money over this.
So you don't know what you're talking about. You're not educated on genetics.
Would you like to discuss the genetics?
No. What are
your genetics?
So I'd stay away from the genetics and back to the brain scans.
You cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
Yeah, that seems mildly inappropriate for a political discussion.
No, I know. Well, but wait. To be fair, but to be fair, you're actually being kind of rude. And that's not fair.
I'm sorry, it's not rude to say that someone who's biologically a male is a male.
The same thing goes for, if you guys didn't know, I saw this TikTok recently where this transgender woman identifies as a transgender lesbian, and this transgender lesbian basically said that she finds it misogynistic. Well, not misogynistic, but trans-misogynistic if a lesbian is not interested in a trans lesbian with a penis.
Quick reminder to some cis lesbians out there, but please stop centering your lesbianism around penis disgust. I'm not saying that any trauma that you have around them isn't valid, but I am saying that it shouldn't define your lesbianism. The widespread penis disgust that a lot of cis lesbians have is actually really trans-misogynistic because it makes trans feminine lesbians like myself feel really disgusting just for existing as lesbians in the body that we do. It also creates a lot of pressure for trans feminine lesbians to get bottom surgery, which is very scary and expensive when we otherwise wouldn't, just to feel valid within the lesbian community and receive support and not feel disgusting. So please stop and check your trans misogyny, since there's other stuff too.
And just because a lesbian associates your penis with, I don't want that shit, you automatically label that as trans-misogynistic. The word misogynist actually means you hate women, and you're adding trans in front of it.
If you see yourself as a woman, then just be a woman. You either want inclusion or exclusion, period.
You're calling it trans-misogyny. You're taking two words and you're merging it, and it makes no fucking sense. And everybody in their damn mom is getting called transphobic just because they have a personal outlook. When it comes to the trans community, they absolutely deserve respect. But the thing is, when you're a trans woman, you are just a trans woman, period. You're a woman, but a trans woman, period. There's a difference between a woman and a trans woman, just like how there's a difference between a man and a trans man. And nowadays there's these new terms called cisgender. I've never heard of cisgender a day in my life until like 7 months ago, but the term cisgender, if you guys didn't know, is a term that's used to basically describe people who identify as the gender that they were born as. So yes, if you are a woman with a vagina, you are a cisgender woman. You're not a woman, you're a cisgender woman. Same thing with a male. If you are a male with a penis, you are a cisgender male. It's never really trans men who complain about this kind of stuff. It's never trans men that you see all over the news, being criticized or being ostracized. It's always trans women making a huge influx of noise when it comes to them being discriminated against. Now y'all know how women feel when women are being underpaid, women are being overlooked, women are being teared down, women are being told, oh, sorry, instead of giving you $16 an hour, I'm going to give you $13 and I'm going to give the male $21. Now you guys know what womanhood is. Womanhood, because you guys look like women and are dressed like women. And I feel like a lot of trans people kind of have to understand that you're not always going to fit into certain spaces, and that's fine. And when it comes down to this bathroom shit, Obama has been fighting for that shit for many years. He's been fighting for it harder than he's been fighting for black people. So when it comes to the transgender bathroom situation, they should get their own bathroom, period. If they don't get their own bathroom, get rid of all bathrooms and make bathrooms unisex. So that way everybody can go in. So that men can be sharing bathroom with women, women can be sharing the bathroom with women, and everyone is just in one space. Or if not, why don't we just make sure we add ID scanners next to every fucking public bathroom, and from now on, men and women have to swipe their IDs. And if your ID says you're a man, you need to use the restroom. And if your ID says you're a woman, you need to use the restroom. You know what I mean? Like, I think now everybody needs to have gender cards. You know what I mean? I feel like that'd be a good way. Everybody gets a little gender card. You swipe your gender card, and that'll say whether or not you get to use the fucking bathroom. Because this is so annoying. At this point, I don't even use public bathrooms because public bathrooms are fucking disgusting. I just shit and pee at home, to be fair. So I feel like that's the only way. If you're not going to shit and pee at home, get rid of all bathrooms as a whole. Motherfuckers can hold it, wait till they get home, make bathrooms unisex, or make people carry gender cards so we can get rid of this whole fucking issue. When it comes down to it, equality does not exist. I understand that and I get it. Trans people to a certain extent are never going to be looked at as women ever because society has this preconceived bias against trans people. They associate trans people with hypersexual activity, predatory behavior, and they associate trans men with overt, unnatural masculinity. Trans people are just regular people that just want to live their fucking life. But there's clout chasers and evil, elitist, manipulative, and clout chasing motherfuckers who want to hijack every fucking thing and make it about them. It's like, this bitch talking about trans misogynist, then this bitch talking about something that's equivalent to calling somebody the N-word. Shit like this gets me so fucking heated. At the end of the day, the trans community deserves respect. I would respectfully call you by your pronouns, but not everybody is transphobic just because they don't agree with your lifestyle or your choices. It doesn't make somebody transphobic for not agreeing with you. People have their religious beliefs. People have their conservative, ideological, common, traditional beliefs. And if they don't align with your beliefs, fuck them and live your life. Let people respect you for who you are, not your gender identity. Gender identity is very different than just the gender that someone sees you as. Just because I see somebody like Tyra Banks, how do I know Tyra Banks is a woman? She might just be non-binary. Live your life, and people don't have to accept you if they don't want to.
A lot has been done, and Joe Biden has done a lot. So for the most part, society is not going to be empathetic to your beliefs, your views, and how you view yourself. Fuck them and live your life. It's that simple.
So that's that for this whole podcast. I hope somehow people gain something from this. People understand where I'm coming from. And I want everyone in the comment section, everyone in my emails, everyone on Instagram or in my DMs or whatever, to give me their opinions because I'm open to opinions. I'll dish it and I'm able to take it. That's that for this podcast. Please be sure to stream me everywhere. Please be sure to join my Patreon as low as $2. And yeah, for the most part, the government is trying to kill us. Love you guys. And yeah. Timeout is over.